Hi everyone, welcome to Adim Academy online classes. So we were discussing about the Sbi Clerk 2023 and we have discussed many comprehensions regarding that exam. So today we will be switching over to the next topic, which is cloze test. So let's start. And what do you mean by cloze test? Cloze test means we have to fill in the blanks in the paragraph, and also we have to pick the appropriate word in a sentence which will make it a proper sentence as a whole. So let's start. So this is a paragraph and you have to take into account the questions which will be asked in this. So let's start. I do remember it and I am grateful, but I can't help feeling that a woman capable of taking other people's life and juggling with them as if they were rubber balls, as she did with ours, is likely at any moment to break out in a new place. So here the author is talking about herself. She is telling that a woman has many roles in her life and she has to juggle up. It means that she has to juggle between jobs. She has to work as a housemaid, she has to work outside, she has to take care of her children. So there are many jobs which a woman has to do with perfection. So many gratitude to her is the sort of dash that you would feel toward a cyclone if you were walking home late for dinner and it caught you up and deposited you in on your doorstep. So consider a situation where a cyclone is there. And what is a cyclone? Cyclone is actually the creation of high pressure and low pressure areas. Because of the creation of high pressure and low pressure difference, the winds move, and because of the movement of winds, the objects coming in contact with that also get along with that cyclone. So consider that you are hit by a cyclone, and while you were walking, a cyclone came and you were pushed by it, and the push was so forceful that you landed at your home's doorstep. So isn't it fascinating? It is, of course. So we will be so much grateful that we don't have to walk all the way along so many kilometers, and we were just being able to get to our door at just a click of second. So in this case also, the author is trying to think that if this woman is so much deserving that the gratitude to her should be as similar to that gratitude which we will be having if the cyclone takes us to our doorstep at once. Moreover, your Aunt Laura is a human. No, on the whole, she is more like an earthquake. What does this line mean? It means that how is the earthquake? Earthquake is tipsy. It's actually trembling. The land trembles. The shaking of land, all the destruction of flora and fauna. So if a person is compared to an earthquake, it means that he has the personality that could actually make others move. So this is how aunt is compared to earthquake. Moreover, as she has a habit of splitting up and altering the face of world whenever she feels like it, and I am too well satisfied with my world at present to dash the idea of having it changed. Little by little, the garrison of studio had been dashed down. So what do you mean by garrison? In ancient times, when there were wars, people used to quarrel and soldiers used to fight with each other. Two different parties, soldiers used to fight. So they used to live in a fort, and the soldiers used to protect all the civilians as well as the king and queen family. So in the place where soldiers live, or the number of soldiers which actually are employed for the safety of fort is what is garrison. Except Except for Steve, the community had no regular members outside the family itself, as Hank was generally out of town, and Bailey paid one more visit, then seemed to consider that he could now absent himself altogether, and the members of Kirk's bachelor circle stayed away to a man. So what is a bachelor? Bachelor is a person who is unmarried. So this is also a new word, and this is the paragraph in which the author is describing about her mother, about herself, etc. So now let us look into the questions regarding this paragraph. Read the following text and complete it using words given the options. So first fill in the blank. For answering this, we have to read the whole line. So my gratitude to her is the sort of dash you would feel toward a cyclone if you were walking home late for dinner and it caught you up and deposited you on your doorstep. So, how is your gratitude? It's a sort of gratitude. So, she is actually, the author is actually telling that she will be very grateful if, like similarly, how a cyclone places us at the door or at the step of the door, then similarly, if a cyclone places us likewise, and also if we are placed in the same situation, then she will be very grateful. So the correct word here is gratitude. And now let us discuss what is the meaning of tippy excellence in battle. Tippy means do you know what that when we walk over stones, our movement get hampered because of the stones, big stones, we actually walk and tremble. So that is a kind of tipsy movement or tippy movement. It means that there is unevenness in walking, or this unevenness somewhere, then we will use the word tippy. Now second fill in the blank. Moreover, your Aunt Laura is a human. So Aunt Laura is a, so we are describing Aunt Laura as an earthquake, and also we can describe her as other natural phenomena which can be a cyclone, of course. So the answer is cyclone. So Aunt Laura is here described as a cyclone, which when she comes with all the enthusiasm and is able to make people move. So this is what is written here. As she has a habit of splitting up and altering of the face of the world whenever she feels like it, I am not too well satisfied with my world at present to dash the idea of having it changed. And what do we do if we have a good idea? We don't, delicious is generally used for food items. So a pizza may be delicious, or drinking cocktail won't be delicious because it's a drink. So eating is mostly delicious. So happy is a state of mind, and good is actually telling that we are actually judging that whether he or she is good or bad. So relishing is the appropriate word here. So to present, to relish the idea, because idea is relished. So relish is used for idea. Relish. Another example could be that we might have some experiences in our life, like we would love our hobbies. For example, we would love to cycle. So our memories can be that which relishes. It means that our past can be relished by our memories of cycling. So this is another example. Little by little, the garrison of the studio had been dashed down. So slice is generally used for fruits. Or bread loaf. So you may say that I have eaten a slice of bread in morning, or I have eaten a loaf of bread in morning. Similarly, you can say that I want to eat a slice of mango or I want to cut the slice of papaya. So slice is generally used for food items. So these all three words are used for partition. It means that there is a whole item and we need to part it. We need to break it. So slice is also used for breaking. Whittled word is also used. Cut is also used for breaking. But they are used in different senses. So here slice is used for food. Whittled is generally used for wood. Consider a case where a carpenter cuts the wood in order to make a gate. So in this case he is whittling wood. So the correct word would be whittled. So to cut wood into pieces is what is whittled. So here also the garrison of studio had been, and this is also actually a building, so that whittled word would be better, because you can't say that the garrison of the studio had been sliced, because studio and the garrison is not a fruit. So the answer here will be whittled. Read the following text and complete it using the words given in the options. He was a manly man, free from any strong strain, and he had loved his dark-eyed, dainty, bright-coloured, and active little wife with the real vein of passion in his sentiment. But he had always felt, he had never allowed himself to think of it, that the promptitude of their family was a little of her and in sense of an intrusion. He had, however, planned brilliant careers for his two sons, and with a certain human amount of wrapping and delay, they were pursuing these. One was in the Indian civil service, and one in rapidly developing motor business. The daughters he had hoped would be their mother's care. So we use paternal for father's side, and we use maternal word for maternal side. So here also we will use maternal word which is related to mother. So our first fill in the blank will be maternal. So here the author is actually discussing about his a female in his house in who has dark eyes and who has dainty bright colored. Dainty here means dizzy. It means that dainty, for example, because of dust and cloud, the environment can be dainty. It means that there is no visibility. So foggy weather may also be dainty. So dainty. And active little wife with a real vein of passion and his settlement. So here the other word which is something different is promptitude. What is the meaning of promptitude? You know what is prompt? Prompt means apt. It means that if I am able to, if I have a weak, strong point in any particular subject, and if I can handle any question regarding that, then I will say that I am prompt in environmental law, for example. So I am prompt in music, I am prompt in teaching, I am prompt in delivering lectures, etc. are the examples of prompt. And then the another word which is something different is intrusion. What do you mean by intrusion? Intrusion means without asking anybody's permission. If somebody enters in a home or a house, then he will be treated as intruder. Consider a burglar comes into your house and steals the products or the expensive items laid in your house. So in this case, he will be considered as an intruder because he has not asked permission to take away your expensive items. He has stolen it. So it is an example of intrusion. The following question contains two sentences with one blank each. Choose the option that best fits both blanks. The events management's prep and attention to detail ensured that the program was a smashing success. The students crafted the model of the car with dash details and got good grades for their science project. So here first example is talking about something very good. So the event management was very well managed. So what is the correct word for describing that well managed event management program? So tentative, first we will look at the meaning of these words. Tentative means not so sure. For example, I can say that tentative, our class tomorrow can be tentatively of Cloze test part 2, but that does not mean that I am sure that my class of tomorrow will be of Cloze test part 2. So if there is no surety, then tentative word is used. Wavering. Wavering is a very common word. Waiver, you might have heard of waiver contracts and waiver agreements. What is wavering? Wavering means one is not specific. If a person jumps to another party, then or another conclusion in a specific time, then it will be thought that he has a waiver idea. It means that he is not actually being able to take one conclusion at a time. His mind is flickering. So wavering means flickering. Flickering. Assured is a general term, and meticulous. Meticulous means if a person is able to take a note of minute details of anything, then it will be said that he is meticulous. It means that he has meticulously studied the topic so well that he is able to answer all the questions. It means that he has studied the topic so minutely, so thoroughly that he is able to notice all the minute details of the relevant topic. So here also we can see that meticulous will be the correct word, because in this case also it is being said that event management program has been meticulously handled. It means that all the minute details, all the minute program details have been handled so effectively so as to not to cause any problem for the program as well as the guest. So meticulous and incontestable. What is the meaning of incontestable? It means that something which can't be which is not actually contested. So this is incontestable. The following question contains two sentences with one blank each. Choose the option that best fits both blanks. Marketing and sales is an appropriate line of work for a person who is dash and knows his numbers well. Although she is celebrity's daughter, she is very dash and has no airs about her status. It is a phrase which means that she is very humble, she is very polite. Although she is from a very big home, then also she does not have ego or does not show off. So this is what is that word which shows humbleness or politeness should be the answer of this. So in this, a humble person, humbleness is required in this fill in the blank, and in this fill in the blank a person apt at doing thing has been asked. So irresistible means something which is irresistible. It means that if I like eating ice cream so much that I can't resist myself whenever I see an ice cream parlor, that means I am irresistible to ice cream. So ice cream is my weakness. So similarly, there can be other examples of irresistibleness. Gregarious, inexplicit, cursory, non-plus. So inexplicit, what is explicit? Explicit means clearly defined, and inexplicit means not clearly defined, means vague. So inexplicit is the opposite of explicit, which means vague. So in this case, gregarious will be the correct answer, because gregarious word means that she is very humble, she is very polite in handling situations, and also she is very knowledgeable at the same time. So gregarious is the correct answer. So gregarious, fond of company or sociable. it means that she is not having ego. She is ready to socialize with many people. She does not walk alone. She does not consider herself superior, even after being from a very good home, is what is being told in the second sentence. And irresistible, too attractive and tentative to be resisted, which I have told. Inexplicit, not definitely or clearly explained, like it is the antonym of explicit. And cursory means hasty and therefore not thorough or detailed. So a cursory means not detailed. Some information can a research is actually a detailed information of a particular topic, whereas a summary is not in detail, so it is cursory. Nonplussed, so surprised and confused that one is unsure how to react. So this word is self-explanatory. Amenable, open and responsive to suggestion, easily persuaded or controlled. So now let us look into the next. After conducting an investigation, the detective was able to uncover the dash plot devised by the victim's daughter. So victim's daughter devised a plot in order to save herself or to give some clue regarding the commission of that particular offense. So in this case, the plot, which word will describe the plot? So the plot is very different, and it's very a criminal scene is actually very deviant from the normal behavior. So what is crime? Crimes are actually the deviance of behavior from the normal behavior which the society expects us to do. So deviance of behavior. So we can see that there is a word which is quite similar to deviance, which is devious. He took a rather dash route which avoids the city center. When you go from city A to city B and you want to avoid the traffic which is there in the city, then you take a route which is the bypass route, which means that you deviate your route from the main city route. So here also devious word will come appropriately. The answer is devious. Now let us look what is the meaning of invective, salient, pivotal, decoy. So in the following question, a part of the sentence is underlined. Below are given alternatives to the underlined part which may improve the sentence. Choose the correct alternative. In case no improvement is needed, choose the option no improvement. Richard asked out to see if anyone had seen his pet dog Chichi, but no one seemed to have seen him. So whenever we ask, there are many ways of asking. So this is asked about is to inquire about something. So Richard asked out is not a very appropriate phrase rather. So Richard asked around because he asked around his locality or his neighbors or the persons accompanying him that whether they had seen the dog. So asked around with a better word. And Richard asked off. Asked off is generally used in the case when I ask about some other, like I ask about a B person that how she is doing, then I will say that I asked of B. So this is how asked of is used. And asked is a simple verb, and so and there's one more word that is asked out, ask out. So these are the phrases. Even though Adam loved Chinese food, the Kung Pao chicken seemed to disagreeing with him. So here to word is used, and whenever we use to disagree, to eat, to drink, etc., then with to present is used, it means that ing form is not used. So with to ing will not be there, so to disagree with him will be the correct answer. And with to, past form of verb is also not used, and thus first will be the answer. Can you please stop yelling? I had been trying to study here. So yelling means shouting. If somebody is not in a good frame of mind, he might yell to you. It means that he is actually showing that he is not comfortable now, and he is not in a right frame of mind. So yelling is basically shouting. I had been trying to study here. So I had been is not a so correct word. So I had been trying to study here. I have been trying. I am trying to study here. I am to try is not good. I to try. I am trying is also not sufficient. I have been trying to study here is the correct word, because this is present continuous, in which it is being said that when she is trying to study there, a person is yelling, and because of that yelling she is not able to study. So the person should stop yelling when she is studying. So it is a continuous, it is when study is actually taking place at that time in continuity, so the yelling stop should also be at that particular time only. So this is all what we have discussed in today's class regarding cloze test. We have discussed fill in the blanks, and we have discussed the passages as well, and we have also discussed different words and vocabulary related to that fill in the blanks. So till then you can practice more questions, and bye.